Green Bay Packers. It's seemingly week number 6 against his former team, the Dallas Cowboys, is where maybe he comes back. He said that people should be worried about how mad I'm going to be for not playing for so long and dominate, et cetera, et cetera. And that led us to a conversation about his quarterback, Jordan Love, and the opportunity he has to kind of find a way into that MVP conversation. Winnable games early without Micah. You play really well. You're at top of a really tough division in theory. You're right in the MVP mix. And David Dennis Jr., when we set up that, Courtney, which I don't think neither you nor I thought that was a bold statement. It was just like, hey, here's your path, right? Like, here's the connected dots to getting in the conversation. Doesn't mean winning it. David, you then said, I never even considered him to have a chance at MVP. Why, and who then is above him?
I mean, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, like those are the
I'm not saying who's better than him, who has a better case for MVP,
but
right?
Those are the difference. But I do think that those guys, off the top of my head, are better cases just for the fact they have like a sheer dominance that can carry their team to more wins that I feel like Jordan Love can. I mean, and also he has this tough division that's going to make things difficult either. I think Dak has a better shot with that offense that could be near historic great offense with the weapons that he has. If he has a solid defense, they're going to have a really good record to make that argument. Caleb Williams also can make that leap to the MVP conversation. Jaden Daniels is going to be back healthy, who was a guy who was right there in the MVP when he was out. Like these are people just in the quarterback that we're talking about who, let's be real, this is who's getting MVPs anyway. Yeah. Like these are the guys that I think came to mind before I was thinking about Jordan Love as MVP.
Mm-hmm. And I agree, because I'm going to look at his playoff success and the type of quarterback he's been the last 2 times the Packers have been in the playoffs. And I know that the MVP is a regular season award, but I have a hard time not thinking about how dismal the performance was against the Eagles in the wild card round in 2024. And then last year, he does his part, but not enough in the second half when the Bears start coming back. And yes, you can look at that defense and say they are not elite without Micah Parsons. So that's not going to change for the first 5-6 weeks of the season. The defense still is what it is. Sans Rashawn Gary, too. Jordan Love has to play at an MVP level in order for that team to get off to the fast start that Evan, you pointed out, Michelle had pointed out as a Packers fan. You need to carry the weight of the entire team. Well, your best player is gone for the first month and a half of the season. I don't think that's saying anything that's out of pocket, but...
The buzz around Jordan Love's chances of snagging the NFL MVP award is undeniable, and as a fan, it's impossible not to get swept up in the excitement. But let's get real, the MVP award isn't just about raw talent, it's about consistency, leadership, and the ability to will your team to victory against all odds. As I tuned into Chris Canty and David Dennis Jr.'s discussion, I couldn't help but think of legendary quarterbacks like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, who have consistently delivered under pressure, even when their teams were battered by injuries. They possess an intangible spark that sets them apart, a spark that ignites their teams to victory when it matters most. But, as David Dennis Jr. astutely pointed out, Jordan Love has yet to prove he can carry his team to victory without his star player, Micah Parsons. That's a glaring concern, because if Love can't perform without Parsons, how can we expect him to shine when the stakes are sky high and the pressure is suffocating? It's a question that Love must answer if he wants to be taken seriously as an MVP contender. Love's past performances have been a mixed bag, and his struggles in the playoffs are a major red flag. The playoffs are where the best of the best are separated from the rest, and if Love can't rise to the occasion, how can we expect him to dominate in the regular season? The narrative surrounding Micah Parsons' injury is a significant one, and it's a huge blow to the team. But, as Chris Canty noted, this is also an opportunity for Love to step up and fill the void, to prove that he's more than just a talented quarterback, he's a leader. Of course, Love isn't the only quarterback vying for the MVP award. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow are just a few of the talented signal callers who will give Love a run for his money. They're the ones who will push him to be his best, who will force him to elevate his game if he wants to take home the award. The MVP award isn't just about individual brilliance, it's about team success, too. A quarterback can have a phenomenal season, but if his team doesn't make the playoffs, his chances of winning the award are slim to none. That's why Love needs to focus on leading his team to victory, rather than just padding his stats. As the season unfolds, it'll be fascinating to see how Love responds to the challenge of playing without Micah Parsons. Can he rise to the occasion and lead his team to victory? If he can, he'll be one step closer to becoming a serious MVP contender. And even if he doesn't win the award, if he can lead his team to the playoffs and perform at an elite level, he'll have cemented his status as one of the league's top quarterbacks. The conversation around Love's chances is about more than just him, it's about the team as a whole. The Packers face a tough schedule, and they'll need to come together as a unit if they want to make a deep playoff run. But if they can harness their collective talent and perform at a high level, they might just overcome the odds and make some noise in the playoffs. In the end, it's going to be a wild ride, and I'm excited to see how the season plays out. Can Jordan Love lead his team to victory without Micah Parsons? Can he rise to the occasion and become a serious MVP contender? The answer will be revealed in the coming weeks, and I'm eager to find out.